Good. Okay. Hey, Greg. Hi, man. How are you doing, man?
I'm always good. I actually figured out how to work this thing.
Just gonna get situated here. All right. Cool. Oh, you got the happiness sign right up behind you.
Yeah, it's up on the wall, baby.
Love it.
Nice.
I totally love it. That's great. I'm going to take some pictures of that right now, actually.
Cool. Do it to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's going to be you, me, and Paz?
Yes.
Nice.
Pass. Yeah. Is that
well? You got to call him European. Paz.
Well, that makes sense. I don't know where Pass is. He should be on here in a second. We have Sandy here.
Oh, okay.
Yay, Sandy's on here. Yeah, we've got woo, and then the Happiness Love Me. We have the Happiness Love Me on here, whoever that is. So great, Sandy. Tell a bird, thank you. Tweet a bird out. Also tweet a bird out. If you would, Greg, that would be great. That means we have a couple minutes before we're supposed to start. So what that means, there's a little a place on your phone that tweets
tell
it
your
out.
Followers you're live.
And yep. Tell your followers you're live.
Or does it go just on this thing? Nice.
It goes to Twitter.
Cool. Then I just did it. Yay!
Yep. You just and we have we don't have Pass on here. What's this European saying?
Pause.
Paz.
Like put it on
pause. Like the thing. How's San Diego feeling today?
I get it. And they do little heart thingies or blur things, kind of like on Periscope. Someone. Nice.
Yep.
I'm sure that's her style.
You get a little.
So that one is $4,800. It's going to be different because we have the mentors that are coming to teach.
Wow, I don't know how I did that.
What'd you do? You flipped it?
So
I flipped it.
Tap it twice, like Periscope.
Yep. Right on, dude. Right on. So just so you know, we have 28 people on here. So great guys. 29 here right now. So Sandy, great being here. Awesome. Where
mine
Pat?
Says 37.
Pause. Interesting. Jump on here, Pat. Jump on here, pause. There we go.
It would be.
The secret of happiness here with good, man. Good. Nice to see you. With Greg, Reid.
I would have.
I just wanted to say, as a secret of happiness, I know you want to talk. It's a secret of happiness with Greg, Reid, and Pass Simpson. Just want to get that out in the beginning. Thank you, guys. Take the show away. What is the secret of happiness? I want to know.
I'm going to begin with that one. I think the secret of happiness is the definition in which you give it. So happiness is a moving target. The realities are what makes me happy can be completely different to you two gentlemen. And so the whole idea is to find what puts a smile on your face, and then you pursue it with anything and everything that you got. So if you're hungry, a corned beef sandwich might make you happy. But after that, maybe a nap will make you happy. So the realities are is to make sure that you can define it so they can go after it. Because so many people say that they're not in the space that they want to be, but they don't know what it would look like even if they were there. So the moment that we give it a clarity, that's when it can start magically appearing. Don't you think, Paz?
I definitely agree there, Greg. The more times you can actually define what your why is, to understand what that purpose is, that burning desire within you, you can understand what happiness truly is. Like I get up in the morning and I smile big knowing that I get to spend time with my big bro over there and define my why and understand that happiness is not just a thing that you say, but it's a feeling, and that feeling needs an action in order for it to really come into fruition.
You know, in your book here, one of your quotes here, I love this. It says, "Put your haters to work, accomplish more today." And I love that because what it means is so many people are in a competitive mode. It's all about them. And it doesn't need to be. Napoleon Hill always talked about cooperation and collaboration. It's about everyone coming together as a collective spirit to help one another in a miraculous way. On the same note, when people are going to talk smack, what your quote basically says is do more good things so it gives them more to talk about, meaning, you know, don't put your focus on them. Just focus on doing what you need to be doing right now, right?
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the great thing about life is the more you act, the more you get. One of the great quotes from my brother over there is, all I want out of life is to give all I have. Like, if you give all you got, if you go for it with all reckless abandonment, there's no way you can't be happy. When I first met Greg, I jumped on a plane. I had 25 cents in my pocket, a one-way ticket, and no way home. But it was important that I shook that man's hand, that I gave him a hug, and he knew that I was on this journey.
Wow.
That's powerful.
That's kind of going all in, isn't it?
Yes.
Why not?
Today we added a new dream board to the office here. It says, you know, obviously be happy, live life on purpose, dream big. And it seems like, you know, one of the things our good buddy Les Brown says, you know, it's not bad to have big goals and not hit them. It's bad to have small goals and hit them every time. Meaning that we got to start thinking bigger and so giant that it scares us. And it's the people with that mentality that actually accomplish the greatest things in life.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I was scared as I don't know what to jump on that plane to go meet Greg. He was somebody that I knew and someone that I respected so much, but we didn't get each other. We didn't get a chance to see each other face to face. So to jump on that plane when I was leaving, I just had a fire in my home. You know, I just relocated my family, and my wife had asked me, "What were you thinking about before you jump on the plane?" And I told her I thought about being happy and winning. My brother's on the other side, jumping all in. You know, look where we are now. You know, he is truly my brother. I'm doing this show with him, and this is just the beginning of how we're going to show you the secret of happiness when we start bringing guests to you in wonderful atmosphere because we never stop smiling.
Yeah, and there is one of my other favorite quotes here from this book. It says, "Character is built accepting challenges as blessings." Now, right now, I don't know about you, but I'm going through a couple blessings. You know, we're constantly on this journey, but you know, it's you learn more about someone's character on their bad day than all their good days put together. It's easy to be happy-go-lucky when everything goes your direction, but when things hit the fan, that's who you know who you truly are. That's your character is revealed. And, you know, happiness comes from, you know, you can fake it till you make it, but the realities is that we're as happy as we make up our minds to be. Isn't that a great quote? Abraham Lincoln. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be. And if that's the case, it means that they find the blessing in disguise where most people are only seeing the challenge. It's like that old story where a little boy goes in the farmhouse and sees a pile of poop and he starts going crazy, flinging through the poop. There's got to be a pony in here somewhere, right? So the whole idea is what can be.
Yes. Another great quote for
the secret's in the manure.
Another great quote that I like is, "Feeling blessed and feeling stressed are both choices, but only one of them feels good to your soul."
Yeah, amen to that one.
We can stress out all the time. We're always going to have challenges. There's going to be something that's going to come in your life right now that you don't expect to happen. And we can feel like that is a stressful situation, or we can thank God for choosing us to be able to overcome that situation, because we don't get anything we can't handle. But what we choose to accept determines how we feel about it. Like, I accept the blessing of every challenge, and I smile big and know once I get over it, I'm going to become a champion for that blessing. But if I let one of those things knock me down, I may have never been able to do a show like this.
Now, what's interesting is, Sandy Sanders, by the way, is on this call. She's been bugging me. She's been bugging me to do one of these black things forever here. So it's interesting. When people that don't know my work, I get I guess associate with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, right? The new Think and Grow Rich series. And in doing so, the president of the Napoleon Hill Foundation sent me this wood block. Check this thing out. PMA. It's about positive attitude. And he wrote a cool little inscription on the back. And all it is a reminder of what we have to do is have positive mental attitude. And, again, it's easier said than done. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit there and say that, having a positive attitude all the time is hard, but I will say it beats the alternative. That's all I got.
Yeah.
So how do you overcome some of those circumstances?
It's the relationships. So what happens is my buddy Charlie Tremendous Jones. I'm just walking you around the office showing you guys kind of the inside scoop that most people never see. So this hangs over my desk. It's a picture of Charlie Tremendous. And he said that we are the same today as we'll be in 5 years, except for the people we meet and the books we read. It's who you hang out with. It's what you put in your head that determines your character as a person. So for myself, I'm very particular to surround myself with positive people. Like Sandy Shaner, who's in my office right now, she's an awesome gal because she brings all this positive energy. Here we go. Everyone say hi. There it is. Yay.
Hey, Sandy.
So the whole idea is if you can surround yourself with positive, like-minded people who see the blessings in disguise, then all of a sudden that becomes your conversation. It's hard to be negative when you're around a bunch of positive people.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I am a testament to that growth. I'm now known as the happiness engineer, but I was the minister of misery before my big brother Greg over there showed me how to change my language. How to change what I was seeing and what I was thinking, because there's two sides to belief. There's faith and then there's doubt. And I was embracing all of my doubts. So my big bro showed me how to actually embrace some of my faith and know that people wanted to be around me and just be myself at all costs. And in doing that, like he said, now I'm surrounded by some of the greatest people in the world. I have Robert McRae on there. I have Greg Reid. I talked to Sharon Lecter. And so many other great people. And then I make it a duty to read a bunch of books. I read between 1 to 3 books a week. And being that I hang out with great New York Times best-selling authors, I get great new books. I'm always picking up a new Greg book or a Bernie book. Now there's so many great people that put out so much great material. The smartest person in the room is the person that knows they don't know anything.
Amen to
that.
I'm always. Hey, by the way, people listening in here, anyone that wants to swing by my office or send me a request, check this out. We've got the Secret of Happiness wristbands right here. We got where it says right here available.
Awesome.
So people that want to go out and represent and the cause, whatever, you can swing by my office here in San Diego, California, or send me an email at greg@bookgreg.com with your mailing address, and I'll send one out to you so you can be part of the tribe. There it is.
Awesome. So what are some of the ways you get out of that mood when you're in it, when you're down and for the secret of happiness? How do you actually lift yourself out of it?
Yeah, I always call up. So I've got a group, a men's group that when things are going down, I call up. And I call people that will lift me up and tell me what I can do and what I'm capable of rather than the challenges. And what's interesting is we already know what all the crap is. So I don't focus too much on that. I just focus on what's the solution. So, for example, in our business, we're going through some challenges like everyone, year end, whatever. So we're going, okay, well, what's the solution? How do we get out? What's possible? And by focusing on that, all of a sudden these crazy ideas start popping in your eye that I would never have noticed before. They were always right there, but I wouldn't have noticed it. So the whole idea is to turn your stinking thinking off from time to time and just looking for what is, again, what's possible.
What's possible. So actually be in the question.
Yeah,
I like to write the gratitude book. That's how I get out of it. 10 minutes of gratitude. Because I'm one of those people who, even in calling up, I can still trick myself into some stinking thinking. So I like to actually just start giving thanks to God, and start thanking him for all I have. Bob Proctor teaches us we can easily go back to saying, I'm so happy and grateful, and then fill it in. I'm so happy and grateful to be alive. I'm so happy and grateful to be breathing. I'm happy and grateful to be on this blab. And you can continue. I like to give at least 5 thoughts in a row. Me personally, I also will just zone in for about 10 minutes and then come out feeling like I'm invincible. So that's my
That would explain why you're sitting there using God's ear and he's not listening to me very much. So, hey, can you turn it down a little bit? We need some love this direction too, pal. Okay.
Well, don't worry. You're always included in my prayers. So we'll throw extra prayer in for you today. But for all of those.
Wait. There's a question coming in. It says, Greg, how many books have you written? The answer is more than I've read. I have been published in 56 books now in 40 some odd languages around the world. Here, I'll show you guys a few of them here. So right here is Positive Impact. I did with Charlie Tremendous Jones. This is the latest one I did, Universal Wish, with the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation. Everything is subject to change. Here's Stickability, Think and Grow Rich, and Think and Grow Rich 3 Feet from Gold. Over here is Positive Impact. Here's the latest Millionaire Mentor. It's interesting. It's been a great blessing. You say, I'm a great author, but I'm not the best writer. And you might think to yourself, what's the difference? But here's the inside scoop, is that, I've got a good gift of gab, but I'm not the greatest poetic writer. So I understand to work your strengths and hire your weaknesses. So what I do is I tell a story about, a boy wakes up and gets off his backside and goes out and takes action. And my writers will take it and say, it was a glorious Sunday afternoon when a young bright-eyed lad took his best friend to meet the new day. And they may give the words, the poetry that people read. So I understand the weakness. Hi, new guy.
Hey,
Derek.
Hi, Robert. How are you? Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm
Good.
Yeah.
Could you give me a? Go ahead. You're a little loud. Can you actually give? What's the secret of happiness to you?
Oh, there is no secret which is valid for everyone. So it's about finding out your personal keys to happiness. And for sure, that's different things for different people, depending on your experience and whatever. But if you ask for me personally, it's being creative, it's being together with my friends, feeling connected, feeling really devoted and focused on the things I'm best in doing and I love to do. And, whatever brings me out of a conscious mind, just being totally focused on something that makes me happy.
One of the things that's interesting is almost everyone's worry, and this is like 80% of the time. I'm sure it's more, but usually it's based around money. It's based around money. And the irony is the people that are happiest don't worry about money. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, that's one of the trends that I've seen over and over and over again. And the funny thing is, money doesn't worry about us, right? So the whole thing is maybe we stop worrying about it because we already know what we're lacking. So when we focus on it, we that negativity. So what we want to do is look for that solution, the way out. Because Brian Tracy gave me a great line one time. I says, when things are going tough, what do I do? And he said, sell your way out of it. What do you mean? He goes, almost everything minus a medical condition can usually caused by another sale. He goes, don't focus on cutting back on toilet paper and Post-it notes. Go find a kick-butt sale. That will give you the incentive and the funds to get through that and to give you the foundation to move forward. And I thought it was powerful. I just met with the guy who invented the jet ski. And I said, tell me your story. And he goes, well, this $75,000. I went, holy smokes. I go, it became $1 billion brand. I go, did that bother you? And he says, well, no. He goes, when I sold that, I needed that money the most. It got me out of debt. It gave me the opportunity to pay taxes and payroll caught up. And by doing that, in my next deal that I sold for $250,000. And I was like, that's powerful. So many people get caught up on the lack rather than selling their way out of it and going through.
Well, I would say money is about the very basic thing you should have. I mean, that's the key to happiness, called security. If you have money, you can feel secure. When there are no bombs flying around, then you feel secure. And of course, you have to have money. I mean, that's for sure, but that's just the very basement. I mean, don't you think?
And by the way, there's a thing saying, thank you, Greg. Who's your greatest mentor? You know, there's probably Charlie Tremendous Jones, Napoleon Hill, some of our greatest ancestors that have gone in the past. But if you want a book that will just totally blow your mind, it's Jim Stovall. It's called The Ultimate Gift. Oh, my goodness. It's such a great book. You can read it in one sitting. It's short. It's simple. It's basically about a gentleman who passes away, and he gives his grandson an opportunity to inherit $1 billion, but he has to go through 13 steps and jump through a bunch of hoops. And by doing so, he learns that the ultimate gift is enjoying your life and giving back and being a blessing to other people. It's this amazing book.
Yes. The ultimate gift. That's amazing. I mean, I think about all of the great books that I've picked up. You know, I do love Positive Impact is a great book that Greg wrote. Stickability, of course, is a great book. 3 Feet from Gold is a great book. But I think
Pass, you're breaking up.
I said 3 Feet from Gold, Stickability, and Positive Impacts are all great books written by Greg. But I think Things Are Subject to Change is a book that everybody needs to just swallow at least once or twice. It is how, if you look at certain things.
Wait, pass, stop.
Pass.
Stop. No one can hear you. You're breaking up, and I think you're saying amazing things.
Yeah, slow down.
So,
The sound.
I tried to move when you said I was breaking up. I'm in place now.
The sound quality.
Yeah, a little bit, but talk softer. Lower your voice. Just lower your voice a little bit.
So excited.
I'm glad you're excited. I'm super glad you're excited.
I was saying that Greg's book, Positive Impact, is a great book to read. 3 Feet from Gold is an amazing book to read. Stickability is also great books to read. But I think everybody needs to engulf in their life Things Are Subject to Change. That book actually allows you to look at life a little bit differently, because things can change so quickly. Just the mindset, just the vision. Of course, I love all of his books, but Things Are Subject to Change is, I think, one of my more favorite books more recently. So I think you take that book up and look at how change can really start with a mindset, thought process, and then continue to push.
Okay, now let's talk about the subject of change. To me, I got the weirdest mindset about this, is that, every time I crash my car, I get a better car. Every time a girl broke up with me, I got a better girlfriend. So to me, every time something happens, I look for the unveil. And could you imagine that, like right now, I'm going through some major challenges, and I'm going, woohoo! Something kicked butt is right on the corner. It doesn't look like it, but I know it's waiting for me. So you start looking for it. And if you start looking for it, then they'll start magically appearing.
Absolutely, man. That when you know that you can be in tune with that magically appearing, it has the presence of wealth, and that's where the secret of happiness really lays. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. At least I'd say so. Everyone else?
I disagree. It's not about wealth.
You disagree?
Of course.
There's multiple ways. And what are some of multiple ways?
I mean, as I said before, wealth is just a very fundamental being happy, like health, for example. If you're not if you are not wealthy, if you're not have a good health, then you are in problems for sure. But that's just the very, very fundamental being happy. I mean, it's about communicating. It's about being together with other people. It's about sharing experiences. It's about experiences something new. It's about developing your own talents. I mean, doing something, create something, leave an impact or whatever. I mean, that might be different to different people, but it's not just about wealth. Come on.
So
you must be kidding.
It's interesting because when we started the conversation before you popped on, that was our topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And said that the whole concept of the secret of happiness is different to each and every person. And what makes me happy is different than the next person. And it's always a moving target. And we can say it's health and wellness until rent's due. And then all of a sudden it's not. It's the same thing once that's done. Then we can focus and say, gee, if I had more time with my kids. And then when you're with the kids, you know, your wife wants you to go out and make sure that we keep the gas and electricity on. So, you know, it's a kind of a revolving door. But the main thing is rather than label it, maybe it's a moving target.
Yes. I agree. Happiness. Because there are times.
I have no idea.
Pass, I can't hear you.
We can't understand you, man. We've got to get you in
one
spot.
New section.
Yeah.
Just so we can. How about now?
I know.
All right.
It's
just yelling more into the phone does not help us, Paz, at all.
Yeah. You got to talk.
Got to keep moving around until we get a better section. Is that better?
You were really good in the beginning. Wherever you were in the very beginning, you were fine.
Okay. I'm going to go back to that part of the building.
All right, and here's the deal. I got to wrap up anyway, but the main thing is we just wanted to start this communication. And here's the idea. What's the secret of happiness mean to you? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this person. Wait, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing.
Find what's happiness to you, and then pursue it with everything you got. That's why summer we're going to do an event called The Secret of Happiness right up here. And the concept is that we're going to be bringing people in that if wellness and yoga make you happy, then they're going to come in and talk about that. If financial success makes you happy, we're going to bring them in. If it goes down to getting back in charitable cause, then we're going to bring that in. The important thing is to find what puts a smile in your heart and then pursue it with everything you got.
Sure.
Again, don't be afraid to stand up and shout from the rooftop what makes you grin the most.
Yeah. Thank you, Greg. I totally agree. And that's a very...
Yeah, absolutely.
If I may something, I'm the creator of the game of happiness. I'm not sure whether you know that. That's a card game, and it's based on the World Book of Happiness, where the most recent 100 studies on happiness are collected and presented, and I extracted all the keys to happiness and made a card game out of it. And doing this card game, you will find out your own keys to happiness. You will find out the keys to happiness of your friends, of your family, whatever. And that's exactly the thing what I was talking about. The game gives you the opportunity to talk about your keys to happiness, to find out about the keys of happiness to other people. And it's just a fun game. You can tell stories, you can ask questions, there's challenges, and it's just about getting in touch with other people and really communicate about these things and just get more clear what your keys to happiness are.
Yes.
Wow.
And by the way, that is the thing. It's sohevent.com, Secret of Happiness event. It's going to be June, San Diego, California. Come out and play with us. Tickets are by the way, I mean, they're so cheap. So everyone should be coming out. It'll be a house. We'll bring the most positive,
absolutely,
people. It'll be awesome. But the main thing is come for you. And for the people that are looking, and you think, right now, maybe that, eating another granola shake is going to make you happy. That's cool. Well, why don't you come hear some other people's viewpoints so you can hear from a different perspective? Because maybe we've been pursuing something the entire time that just a little bit of a tweak could take us in a different direction. It could
yes.
Life and business.
Absolutely. It's in June, correct?
You
have a date?
I got to go, cool cats. I'll keep smiling. We'll talk to you later. Call me if I can help you with anything.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Yep, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Can you hear me now?
Robert,
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Really
Robert,
good. Yay,
yeah, hi.
Derek.
If it's okay for you, I just would like to give you just very short impression about what I was talking about. Here in the background, you actually can see the landscape of happiness. And these are the different cards taken from the different scientific studies of happiness. They are all forming a huge landscape of happiness. And in the course of the game, we construct the landscape of happiness. So there are things like friendship, love, responsibility, creativity, learning. I mean, all the 46 essential keys to happiness, which we can find when we really work through the international studies on happiness. And that's the very thing present in the game. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about this game. And I hope it's okay that I just did a close up on the landscape of happiness. And I'm very sorry that I joined your conversation so late. I just.
So how does that game work? How does the game work? Do you have a
everyone gets 5 cards. Maybe you're lucky and you get your own keys to happiness. Maybe these are keys you're not really fond of because that are not your keys, but that doesn't matter because you can take a card and lay it down in front of a player of your choice. Let's say the love card, and let's say there's a round of 5 or 6 people. There's a girl you don't know, and you would like to ask her something. So you can lay down the love card, and you can ask her any kind of question about it. For example, when have you been in love with real full passion the last time? I mean, this can be an interesting question. If her actual boyfriend is sitting next to her, there might be. Pardon?
You're good. You're good. Keep going.
Yeah, okay. So that might be a special question. There's someone talking in the background. That might be an interesting question, depending on whether her actual boyfriend is sitting next to her, and perhaps he's not the guy she's really passionately in love with at the moment, and so she can accept the question or she can refuse the question. That's the thing she can do. And when she accepts the question and tells something about it, then she will be rewarded because she will be the next player in turn. So that's a kind of a reward for her. That's the one thing you can do, and you will find out that you can tell a lot of questions about all topics. There are even jokers in the game, namely angels and vampire. If you play them, you can ask about anything. The angels and vampires represent the dark side in life, and of course we have all different experiences, sometimes a crisis or whatever, and represented by the dark side, by the jokers, the vampires and the angels. The other thing you can do is just lay down a card without showing the card and tell a story of your choice, and the other people may guess what you are talking about. And if they have a card on their hand, and they think this card is really the topic of the story. Let's say I play the card respect, and no one can see that I play respect, and I tell a story without saying the word or the name. Then the other can do an interpretation of the story and lay down a card as well. They can say, well, this is about mindfulness, or this is about lack of empathy, or this is about being too focused on whatever. And so I get kind of a mirror situation. I think it's about respect, which maybe was violated, but the other people can give me another interpretation, another point of view by playing other cards. And so I get a feedback, another point of view about my story I am telling. And that, of course, leads to discussions, which can be sometimes very loud, funny, or even a little bit more intense. Oh,
yeah. I definitely understand how that could be really intense. Yeah, but how does that really get us back to really just how are you using the card game to extend the happiness? Because people are always searching for that secret happiness. So
at the same time, these cards are coaching cards. You can do several coaching techniques with the cards. You can do the wheel of life with the cards. You can do a technique called fast forward. Then within 3 minutes, you will find out what your keys to happiness are in a very intuitive way. I mean, just following your instincts. And you can do other coaching techniques like profiling situations or profiling people, profiling yourself. And the cards work at the same time when you use them for coaching as a tool to find out resources which might be helpful in special situations. I mean, challenging situations, or just if you prepare for a job interview, whatever, you can do profiling for the potential new boss. You can profile what you should bring to the table in order to really get the job. I mean, it's a tool which can be your daily friend if you work with the cards on a regular basis. Robert, Robert, I can't hear you.
Related to the secret of happiness.
Yeah.
How can we? So that's the name of the blab. So just let kind of integrate that into it. Ask Pass a question about it. How would it relate to the secret of happiness?
The secret of happiness is simply finding out in my point of view, the secret of happiness is to really find out what is your personal, highly individual set of keys to happiness. That's different for every human being on Earth. There is no universal formula. If you look at the World Book of Happiness, the answer is no, there is no universal formula. And it's about finding out your own individual set of keys to happiness, and then work on being the best version of yourself you can ever be, whatever that means.
Perfect. Thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. And, you know, Pass, you have a book out right now. It's called The Big 365, correct? Are you there, Pass? Yep. Pass. Hey, Pass. Yeah. Pass has got a book out, and it's called The Big 365. And it has 365 quotes that absolutely inspire you each and every day when you wake up in the morning. And it's there. You're back, Pass. Welcome back.
Hello.
Good. Is that nope? I think you're still there, Derek.
Yeah. I don't know. The connection break, perhaps. I don't know.
So great. So Derek, what type of things? Where do you live, by the way?
In Berlin. I'm from Berlin.
You're in Berlin. Great.
Germany.
So Germany. Do you plan to come over to the Secret of Happiness next June?
When will that be?
It'll be in June. Yep.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah,
sure.
It's a beautiful setting. It's in sunny San Diego, and it's absolutely powerful. Greg always has some absolutely extraordinary events that are going on, and I would love to see you there.
Perfect.
I can hear you. Thank you.
I had to disconnect in order for you to hear me, because I kept saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" Yeah.
Right. No, now you can talk, and you have a great voice.
Thank you. What I was saying is, I actually have a universal formula for happiness. The universal formula for happiness is thoughts plus feelings plus actions equal happiness. Everybody's thoughts are going to be different. Everybody's feelings are going to be different. Everyone's actions are going to be different. But if you actually look at your thoughts plus your feelings plus your actions, you'll find out you'll be the happiest, because you can have the right thought, you can have the right feeling, but if you don't take an action upon it, it's still gonna go back into that reverse, and you'll go back into that negative spin. And you can have the right action and not have the right thought process going into it, and you can still go into that negative spin. So if you have the right thought process, which leads to the right set of feelings, which leads you to inspired action, and that inspired action is what will cause your happiness every single time. Even if it's inspired action to eat that sandwich, or to take that nap, or whatever it is, you can do it all with a big old smile on your face. So that's my universal thought for happiness. Thoughts plus feelings plus actions equal happiness.
So what inspired? There's a question here, Pass. How did you get inspired to write your book?
Well, my book is actually a journey. What happened was, I was becoming the happiness engineer, and started listening, to universal intelligence, and started putting out these quotes every day to my family and friends, which was just a small group of people, my family and friends at that time. And after a while, my family and friends list grew. They grew to people like Greg Reid and Sharon Lecter and Frank Shankowitz and all these other great people started getting these daily quotes inside of their phones and their inboxes from me. And then one day, Greg Reid's wife said, "Hey, Paz, you got to have at least 700 of those quotes. Why don't you make a book?" And I was like, I wasn't even thinking about a book. He's like, "Yeah, you got to have at least 700 quotes." And we, started thinking about it, and I went through it, and she's like, "Yeah, give him like 40 or 50. And I went through it, and I actually went through about 750 quotes, and I gave him 366, one for every day of the year, plus another one for
Greg had to get off for a second, you guys. So it's Paz Simpson, and his book is called The Big 365. And he's telling the story how he was inspired to actually shift himself to writing it. And it's out right now. It's out. So get your...
Yes. And I mean, then I had great people like our sister Sandy Sanders, who's down there always keeping us in line, just cheering me on. And when you get great people like that in your background, writing a book or evolving into being a better person, it becomes easier because you have great people who are always telling you about the things that they see within you. Because you may not always see the greatness within yourself, but having someone else looking and telling you about what's going on, you can reflect on it a little bit greater. So, but yeah, and then I have people like Greg who's always on me about my languaging.
Well, you're doing really good today on your languaging. I can tell you that. It sounds. You are absolutely superb right at this moment. So you just need to stay here. We need some more light on your face. But you're, just so you know, you're talking absolutely. There you go. Now you're talking. We can hear you. We love it. Yeah, we love it. Thank you, man. Thank you for your.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to, really thank the Master Connector. I like that name that they call Sandy Sanders. Yeah, let's thank the Master Connector, Sandy Sanders, because even though she doesn't take a lot of credit,
she doesn't.
All of this started because of her. She got on Greg. I got on Greg. Now we're doing a blab. She introduced me to you. Now we have you helping us with the blab. So if we're going to give any credit to anyone, we always need to give our lovely sister Sandy the credit that
Thank
she
you,
deserves.
sister. Thank you, sister. And I do think sister. She's been a sister of mine for a long time. So I totally get where you're coming from, Paz, on that whole thing. And public recognition in this way gives a person inspiration and so much gratitude in ways that really inspire others to do the things that no one else would normally do. Not everybody puts us together like she has put us together. So thank you for that compliment.
And what I love about doing things, when you do, one of the great quotes from my book is, "If you speak from your heart, you never mind." Sandy does a lot of action that you can tell is done out of love, because she's never asked anybody for anything. She just makes sure that we're all connected. And because of her commitment to great things happen, we're going to be in a position to really do major paradigm shifts. So, it's an amazing thing when someone else thinks about other people.
Yeah. Oh my God. And you said it all right there. When someone else thinks about other people, it's an amazing sacrifice. It is a sacrifice in some ways, but it's a benefiting humanity in ways that we don't even know that we can. So.
Yes. One of the great things that we can always do in life, and another way to keep yourself happy, is to give gratitude every time someone deserves it. And don't just tell someone thank you. Thank you is easy. You know, thank you really doesn't have the same kind of value as telling someone I appreciate you. I add value to the value that you put in my life. I appreciate everything that Sandy Sanders does. So if you can actually spend more time, not just telling people, but showing people the actual appreciation you have for them, you'll find yourself receiving a lot. You know, you give heart, you can receive unconditional love.
Yep.
You know, more important than any amount of money is the currency of love. You know, you don't really, people spend so much time chasing money, but if you spend more time actually living in and living off of the currency of love, you'll see it go so much further. You can spend it in so many different ways. It may not pay your light bill today, but it may buy your house tomorrow.
Pat, your microphone again is just in and out.
How about now? I didn't move.
You're good.
Yeah, I was.
I know. It's so, but you're okay. It's much better than it has been. So good.
Yeah,
maybe just a connection. Yeah.
I had to leave my one spot because the internet connection went dead right before the show, and I ran across town.
You're really good right now. You're really good. I love every moment you're speaking.
So what I was saying is really just spend more time living in the currency of love. You know, God is love. Love is to do God's work.
God is
so
love.
We spend more time not focusing on money, but spend more time focusing on the currency of love. What are we giving you? That goes so much further than any dollar. You can spend it in so many different ways. You can invest it in so many different ways. Like Greg was saying, you're as good as the 5 people you keep around the most. If you keep around real loving people all the time, the only thing you can receive is real love. Like I'm blessed to say that, you know, my current set of coaches, you know, are people who are truly loving. You know, I have Sharon Lecter and Bernie Dorman and you know, those are my current set of coaches, you know, which, you know, outside of being very rich in monetary, they're rich in life and rich in love. And those are the kind of people that want to truly coach you and push you over the top. People who did it without having to compete, but people who did it.
So, Pass, do you have a link to the 365 by chance?
Yep, I'll put it in the chat right now.
We have Pass Simpson here, and you know what? He is the happiness engineer, and the happiness engineer is always a true blessing when you can actually hear these quotes in his book, because it inspires you, it invigorates you, it brings out some awesome feelings that you can look forward to the day and a lot of blessings, because it just gives you an opportunity to get over whatever circumstances you may be in right now. And Pass, I got to say, you know, when you say, hold that book up, that big smiley face, that big 365, it is a real positive motivator. So thank you for that. Thank you for your, encouragement to actually write a book like that. And it makes a big difference in people's lives. So thank you. And yeah, it's in the chat, you guys. You can get that book there, and really awesome. Well, Pass, you left the square. You're back now. I
was trying to type, so I don't know if you can see me. You know, I'm not the.
You got it. I think you did a good job.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. We're gonna learn this stuff. You know, I also want to.
You're awesome.
I also want to thank, you know, and really say how much I appreciate our brother Robert here. You know, for stepping out on a limb and making this happen for us. You know, as great as me and Greg are, we're not the most technically savvy people in the world.
It's okay. And we all learn.
And Robert has put up with us in order to make this happen, and in order to, you know, really make something special and bring something special to the people. So yeah, this is the smiley face that he was talking about too.
What's the big? It's the big 365 smiley face. Also, pass. There's a question here. When is your next blab?
On Sunday.
On Sunday. Okay, cool.
The next
Wahoo!
Secret of Happiness blab is on Sunday. And Jessica, I would love to meet you.
Awesome.
So I see you, Jessica. I just don't type fast enough. Love to meet you in New York.
So great, awesome. I can see you, Sandy. You can jump on. I wish you could jump on, Sandy. I know your camera's not working at the moment, but that's very good. So perfectly fine. Derek, thank you for being here. Awesome.
May I just?
So do we have a time?
Yeah, may I just tell you the name of the game I did? Is that okay for you?
Okay, what's
the name? Is Keyando. It stands for key and do, or key and do, like the way of the keys. And you will find it on in the internet on keyando.com. I just show you the URL. There you can find out more.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
I appreciate it very much.
Make sure you guys join us on Sunday. We're gonna start having some very special guests for you on The Secret of Happiness. Me and Greg got some great things coming up for you guys. You know, and this was a great introduction, so you guys know what we're doing and how much we are dedicated to. You know, every Sunday we're gonna be somebody good. So I just can't wait. Smiles on people's faces between now and June.
Well, you've put a lot of smiles on everybody's face here. So I really I'm going to appreciate you. And we're good for today. Are we good?
Yes, but before we leave, we're gonna leave everyone in laughter. Why not leave everyone with laughter?
Okay.
So on 3, we're all gonna laugh.
Please
enjoy the day. 1, 2,
got
3.
it. 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Pat.
Have a great day.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Bye.